everyone. In this video, let us discuss about softmax. So we all know that the activation functions are the building blocks of neural network. So now in this session, let us try to understand how the softmax activation function works in multi-class classification problem. So the softmax activation function is described as a combination of multiple sigmoid. So we know that the activation function is an integral part of a neural network. So just imagine a neural network without an activation function. What will happen? It will just act like a simple linear regression model, right? So this means that activation function gives non-linearity to the neural network, right? So let us try to understand how this activation function basically work and how does it try to solve multi-class classification problems, right? So the softmax activation function is described as a combination of multiple sigmoid. So we all know that sigmoid returns values between 0 and 1, right? So basically, these are the probabilities of a data point belonging to a particular class. Say, for example, I am making a model to identify whether the person will pass or fail. So for pass, the probability is being 0.78 and for fail, it is being 0.22. So in this case, the probability for pass is being more. So definitely the output is going to be pass, right? So sigmoid is widely used for binary classification problems. So now just think that we have this data set basically. There I have 5 features and out of this 5 feature, this feature, okay, so let me tell you that basically I have 5 features x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5 and let me write the target over here, right? So what is this target? So I'm going to write that. So this is some class over here. So I say that it is class 1, class 2, class 2, class 1, class 3, class 3, class 2. Okay, so just I'm showing you some example. So there are 5 input features and this is an output feature. This is basically a target variable. There are 5 independent variables and 1 dependent variable with the 3 classes, class 1, class 2 and class 3, right? So just if we make a simple neural network for this problem, right? If we make a simple neural network for this problem, this is how it will look like, right? So you can see that here we have an input layer x1, x2, x3, x4, x5. So this is basically an input layer with the 5 input neurons, right? And we have 5 features in the data set. Next, we have one hidden layer. So this is basically a hidden layer, right? And here you can see 4 neurons, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically there are 4 neurons. So what is happening here? Each of the neuron uses inputs and here there will be weights also and biases, right? So basically from the output, what will happen over here is we will be getting the probability. Probability for class 1, probability for class 2, probability for class 3. Why do I have 3 neurons in the output? Because this is a 3 class classification problem. That is what we have seen, right? Class 1, class 2, class 3. So this is basically the output, right? So here the first neuron of the first layer, if it is represented as Z11 and the second one will be represented as Z12, right? So on all these, actually what we try to do over here, we apply the activation function. So we can use the Tankets activation function and then we can send the result to the output layer. So here the most important point what you have to remember is like we have 3 classes in the data set. That is why we had 3 neurons in the output layer. So each output neuron is basically giving me the probability for each class. So whichever is being the maximum probability, actually that class, that data belongs to, right? So now you may be wondering that why we are not, okay. So by the time we may be asking a question in our mind, suppose we have to calculate the Z value using weights and biases of this layer and apply the sigmoid activation function over these values, right? So we all know that sigmoid activation function ranges from 0 to 1, right? So this is how we will be getting output as, right? So here you can see two problems. First, say, for example, we apply a threshold of say 0.5, right? So just think that I'm applying the threshold of 0.5, right? So this network says the input data point belongs to two classes. Secondly, these probability values are independent of each other. That means the probability that the data points belong to class 1 does not take into other account of the other two classes, right? Fine. So the next one is about the activation function. So here, instead of using sigmoid, we use the softmax activation function in the output layer uh, uh, in the above example, right? So here what will happen? The softmax activation function will calculate the relative probabilities, right? So say it could be like we may be getting three probability scores over here, right? So in our example, so let's see how the softmax activation function actually works, right? So similar to the sigmoid activation function, the softmax function returns the probability for each class, right? So how does this happen? Softmax is equal to exponential of Zi divided by summation of j exponential of Zj. So let us try to understand. So this also works similar to the sigmoid activation function, but the softmax function returns the probability for each class, right? So what is this Z basically? This represents the values of values from the neurons of the output layer. So this exponential acts as the non-linear function. Then what is happening? We are just dividing it by the sum of the exponential values in order to normalize, and then we are converting it into the probabilities, right? So this is what we are doing, right? So let us try to understand this little more, right? So let us take the same thing. So here we have to find out the value of Z21, Z22 and Z, right? So this is what I am basically trying to get it, right? So for example, let this be, let this be what I'm getting over here is, let me show you. See, Z21, Z22 and Z23, right? So this is basically equal to 2.33, and this is, see, just like an example, I'm taking this minus 1.46 and let this be equal to 0.56, right? So in this case, what will happen? Now what will happen? The softmax activation function is applied to each of these neurons, right? So this is basically, I'm saying that 2.33, this is basically minus 1.46, this is 0.56, right? So this is how it appears. So what I'm going to do now, I'm applying a softmax over here, softmax of Z21. So this is softmax Z22. This is softmax Z23, right? So this is what we are doing, right? So once what will happen now? We will be getting the probability values that the data point belonging to the respective classes, right? So we all know that sum of the probabilities is always equal to 1, right? So let us try to solve this case now. Okay, so let me calculate for the first one. The first one, what I'm writing, e power 2.33 divided by what I will be having, e power 2.33 plus e power minus 1.46 plus e power 0.56. So when you calculate, you will be getting the answer as 0.83827314, right? Similarly, let us find for the second one, e power minus 1.46 divided by, again the same denominator, e power 2.33 plus e power minus 1.46 plus e power 0.56. Okay, so when you do the calculation, what we are getting, 0.01894129, right? So let me work on the third one. The third one is e power 0.56 divided by e power 2.33 plus e power minus 1.46 plus e power 0.56, right? So here also we are getting answer as 0.1427857. So now let us try to understand what has happened over here. It is very clear that here we are getting the probabilities, right? So this one, this is the second one, and this is the third one. So which is maximum over here? It is so obvious that this is being the maximum, right? So this is being the maximum. So we can say that this input belongs to class 1. So if the probability of no, like in case if the probability of any other classes are being changed, then the probability of the class could change. So what I try to say is, in case if you change input, any other input, so whatever output it actually correspond to, accordingly we will be getting the maximum probability. So do you understand the meaning? And I mean, do you understand the concept that is behind the softmax activation function? So softmax is basically used to solve all the multi-class classification problems. So this activation function is being applied in the output layer all the times, right? So all the times this is what we do, right? Hope this is clear to you. Let us meet in the next session. Thank you.